Hello, everyone. Welcome to Learn English podcast.
How to make schedule to improve your English. Learn English through podcast. If you truly want to improve your English and make it part of your daily life, the first step is to understand that scheduling is not just about organizing time. It is about creating habits that your brain will follow naturally. And as a young learner, this is where most people fail because they wait for motivation, they wait for inspiration, but the truth is that motivation comes and goes, and inspiration is unpredictable. But a schedule, a plan, and a clear routine are always there to guide you. And the most successful language learners in the world do not rely on motivation. They rely on consistency. And consistency is created by habit. And habit is built through repeated action. And repeated action requires a well-structured schedule. So imagine starting your day not randomly, but with a clear plan to improve your English. And technology will be your best ally because every smartphone, tablet, laptop, or even smartwatch can become your personal English teacher if you know how to use it correctly. And the first thing to understand is that your day should be divided into segments, where each segment focuses on a different skill: listening, reading, writing, speaking, and vocabulary. Because mastering English is not about memorizing words, it is about balancing all skills. And technology allows you to do this efficiently in ways that were impossible just a few decades ago. And to make this practical, let's start with the morning routine, which is the most important time to set the tone for your day, because your brain is fresh, your energy is high, and this is the perfect time to absorb new information. And I suggest waking up 15 to 30 minutes earlier than usual to dedicate yourself to English, even if it is just a short session, because this creates momentum. And you can start by listening to a short podcast or audiobook while doing morning activities like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, or making breakfast. And this trains your ears to recognize natural English speech, accents, and rhythm while your body is moving. And movement actually helps your brain absorb information better. And then, after breakfast, you can dedicate 30 to 60 minutes to a language learning app like Duolingo, Babbel, Memrise, or LingQ. And the key is not just to click through lessons, but to focus, repeat difficult words, and challenge yourself to reach higher levels every day. And the app will adapt to your weaknesses, giving you a personalized learning path, which is far better than traditional classroom methods, where everyone learns at the same pace, regardless of their level. And this personalized approach is exactly what makes technology so effective. And as a young learner, you should take full advantage of it, because your brain is still flexible and new neural connections are forming quickly, making it the perfect time to build strong English skills that will last a lifetime. And after this morning session, you should take 10 to 15 minutes for vocabulary review using flashcard apps like Anki or Quizlet, because repetition is the key to memorization. And reviewing words multiple times a day, even in small amounts, is more effective than cramming for hours. And technology makes this process fast, organized, and enjoyable because the apps use spaced repetition, which is scientifically proven to improve long-term retention. And you can do this while waiting for the bus, sitting in class, or even during a short break.
Next comes the mid-morning segment, which should focus on listening and reading because exposure to natural English and context trains your brain subconsciously. And this is where YouTube and online reading resources shine, because you can watch English videos or read short articles, blogs, or stories that interest you. And the key is to choose content that excites you, because learning is much faster when your brain is emotionally engaged. And the schedule should allow you to spend 30 to 45 minutes watching or reading in English. First, understanding the meaning, then trying to notice new vocabulary, expressions, and sentence structures. And I want you to use subtitles strategically. Start with your native language to understand the content, then switch to English subtitles. And finally, try to watch or read without any subtitles. And by repeating this process, your listening comprehension and reading speed improve dramatically. And the best part is that technology allows you to pause, rewind, and replay as many times as you want, something impossible in a live classroom. And each replay strengthens your memory, pronunciation, and understanding. And if you combine this with taking notes in English, you not only improve comprehension, but also writing skills, because writing while learning helps your brain process information more actively. And when you review these notes later, your memory of new words and expressions becomes stronger. After this, the afternoon segment should be dedicated to speaking practice, because this is the skill that most young learners neglect, yet it is the one that shows your real progress. And technology makes speaking practice easier than ever, because you can use apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky to connect with native speakers or practice with AI chatbots like ChatGPT. And the schedule should allow 30 to 45 minutes of speaking every day, even if it is just talking to yourself out loud, shadowing videos, repeating sentences, or recording your own voice and comparing it with native pronunciation. And I want you to understand that confidence is built step by step. And the more you speak, even imperfectly, the faster your fluency grows. And by making this part of your schedule, speaking becomes a habit, and you start thinking in English instead of translating in your head, which is the secret to natural fluency. And during this time, you should also practice real-life situations like ordering food, introducing yourself, or talking about your hobbies, because contextual practice strengthens memory and makes you ready for real conversations. And the best thing about technology is that it gives you access to conversation partners around the world, so you can practice anytime, anywhere, without feeling judged. And gradually, the fear of speaking disappears, and you begin to enjoy communication in English, which is the ultimate goal of learning language. Then, the evening segment should focus on writing practice, because writing consolidates everything you have learned during the day. And it also improves grammar, sentence structure, and vocabulary usage. And technology helps immensely because tools like Grammarly, Microsoft Editor, or even AI writing assistants provide instant feedback, correct mistakes, and explain why something is wrong, which is something that was impossible before. And the schedule should allow 20 to 30 minutes of writing, where you can write a short journal, social media post, or an essay about your day, your thoughts, or your ideas. And then review it carefully, learn from your errors, and rewrite to improve. And by doing this consistently, your writing becomes clear, accurate, and confident. And if you combine this with speaking and listening practice earlier in the day, you create a full cycle of learning that strengthens all four skills: listening, speaking, reading, and writing. And the key is not to rush, but to do this daily, because small, consistent steps lead to massive improvement over time. And young learners must understand that the schedule is more important than intensity, because learning a little every day is far more effective than cramming once a week. Another important aspect of this schedule is weekend or long-term planning, because your daily routine is essential, but weekends are perfect for reviewing, testing, and setting long-term goals. And I suggest using 1 or 2 hours during the weekend to review all the vocabulary, videos, and notes from the week. Watch longer YouTube lessons, read a full article or book chapter, and practice extended conversations with native speakers or AI chatbots. And this strengthens everything you have learned during the week, consolidates memory, and prepares you for the next week. And weekends are also ideal for planning, because you can set new challenges, decide which areas you need to improve more, and adjust your schedule for the coming days. And technology supports this by giving you progress reports, tracking your learning streaks, and showing weak areas that need extra attention. And this is why scheduling with technology is not just about doing tasks, it is about strategic learning, because every hour, every minute, and every activity is designed to bring you closer to fluency. And the more disciplined you are in following this schedule, the faster you will reach your goals. Continuing with your English learning schedule, after establishing your morning, afternoon, and evening routines, it is crucial to incorporate advanced strategies that maximize the power of technology. Because the difference between average learners and fast learners is not just the time they spend, but how strategically they use their time and tools. And as a young learner, you must understand that every part of your day can become an opportunity to learn. And the first advanced strategy is to use micro-learning sessions throughout the day, which means instead of waiting for long study sessions, you break your English practice into small, focused intervals that last 5 to 15 minutes. And this can be done anytime you have a spare moment, like waiting for the bus, standing in line, or taking a short break. And during these micro sessions, you can review flashcards, practice pronunciation, repeat vocabulary words, or even read a short English article. And the beauty of technology is that apps like Anki, Quizlet, or LinkQ allow you to store all your learning materials in one place, track your progress, and schedule reminders so that you never skip these small but effective sessions. And over time, these micro-sessions compound, and your brain starts to retain vocabulary, grammar, and expressions effortlessly, because repetition in short intervals is one of the most effective ways to transfer information from short-term memory to long-term memory. And this principle, combined with the convenience of technology, creates a learning process that is both efficient and sustainable. Another powerful part of your schedule should focus on immersion strategies, which means surrounding yourself with English in every possible way. Because true fluency comes when your brain starts thinking in English automatically, without translating from your native language. And technology makes immersion easier than ever, because you can listen to English music, watch English movies or series, read English blogs, and even change the language settings on your phone, social media, and your favorite apps to English. And by doing this consistently, your brain begins to associate English words with real-life objects, emotions, and situations, instead of just memorizing isolated words. And this is crucial for young learners, because your brain is like a sponge, and when exposed to natural English in context, it absorbs patterns, intonation, and expressions naturally. And to make this part of your schedule practical, you can dedicate 1 hour in the evening to immersive activities, such as watching a movie with English subtitles first, then without subtitles, or listening to English songs and trying to write down the lyrics, or even following an English recipe while cooking. Because when learning becomes part of your life, it stops feeling like study and starts feeling like living. And technology provides unlimited resources for this, from YouTube and Netflix to Spotify and online blogs. And the best part is that you can choose topics that interest you, because when you are emotionally engaged, your brain retains information much faster, and you also enjoy the process, which makes your routine sustainable over years, not just weeks.
Speaking practice, as previously mentioned, should now be integrated with real-life challenges. And this is where technology can help you simulate situations that are difficult to create in your daily life. Because apps like HelloTalk, Tandem, or Speaky allow you to connect with native speakers who can role-play scenarios such as ordering food, making a phone call, booking a hotel, or participating in a job interview. And you should schedule at least 30 to 60 minutes 3 to 4 times a week for these real-life simulations, because this is where fluency is tested, and repeated practice reduces anxiety and builds confidence. And for those who are too shy to talk to humans at first, AI chatbots like ChatGPT provide a safe space to practice speaking, receive instant feedback, correct mistakes, and explore advanced vocabulary and expressions. And over time, as your confidence grows, you can gradually transition from AI to live conversations. And this progressive approach ensures that fear never stops your learning journey. And instead of avoiding speaking, you learn to enjoy it. And the technology you use becomes a bridge, connecting your knowledge to real-world communication effortlessly. Writing practice in the afternoon or evening should now be expanded into structured and creative exercises, because writing not only reinforces vocabulary and grammar, but also trains your thinking in English, which is the final step toward fluency. And technology enhances this by giving you instant corrections, suggestions, and even personalized prompts to challenge your creativity. And your schedule can include 30 to 45 minutes of writing daily, where you can write about your day, respond to questions on English forums like Reddit or Quora, or participate in writing challenges in apps like Grammarly, Pro Writing Aid, or even ChatGPT. And it is important to review your corrections carefully, note repeated mistakes, and create mini goals to eliminate them. Because over time, consistent writing practice trains your brain to naturally form correct sentences, choose precise words, and express ideas clearly. And you should also schedule one longer writing session during the weekend,
maybe an hour or two, where you focus on storytelling, essays, or journaling your reflections on what you learned that week. Because longer writing sessions deepen your thinking, strengthen your vocabulary, and prepare you for exams, presentations, or real-world communication. And technology ensures that even long-form writing is efficient, because tools provide feedback instantly, unlike traditional methods where students had to wait for a teacher to grade papers. And this immediate reinforcement accelerates learning and builds confidence. Another critical element of your English schedule is review and reflection, because learning without reviewing is like planting seeds and never watering them. And this is where technology becomes your guide, because apps track your progress, report weak points, and remind you which words, grammar points, or listening skills need attention. And your schedule should allocate at least 15 to 20 minutes daily and 60 to 90 minutes over the weekend to review what you learned, repeat difficult exercises, listen to old podcasts again, rewatch videos, and revise writing exercises. And this reflection period is crucial because it consolidates memory, strengthens understanding, and helps you measure progress. And you should also keep a learning journal digitally or on your phone, noting new words, expressions, sentences, or pronunciation tips, because looking back at your journal each month will motivate you, show your growth, and guide your next steps. And combining daily review with periodic reflection ensures that no effort is wasted, and every minute spent practicing English compounds into long-term fluency. Weekend planning should also include extended immersion projects, because the weekdays focus on structured skills, but weekends are perfect for real-life, creative, and immersive experiences. And technology provides unlimited opportunities for this, because you can join online discussion clubs, participate in English webinars, watch documentaries, play interactive games, or even simulate a travel experience by navigating websites, booking trips, and reading travel guides in English. And dedicating 2 to 3 hours on the weekend to these extended projects allows your brain to connect everything you have learned during the week, applying vocabulary, grammar, listening, speaking, and writing in context. And this integration is what transforms knowledge into real-world ability. And the more creative you are in designing weekend projects, the faster your brain internalizes English. And technology ensures that no matter where you live, you can access authentic English experiences that were impossible before. From connecting with people across the world to exploring new cultures, all while improving your language skills. And finally, long-term planning should be part of your schedule, because short-term routines are essential. But you also need clear goals for months and years ahead. And technology helps with this by providing progress tracking, online exams, certificates, and measurable milestones. And as a young learner, you should set goals, such as mastering a certain number of vocabulary words, completing a course on Coursera or Udemy, watching a specific number of movies or listening hours per month, or achieving fluency in conversation with native speakers. And your daily and weekly schedule should align with these goals, because when every activity contributes toward a clear objective, your learning becomes purposeful, and your motivation is reinforced by visible results. And over time, this combination of daily routines, micro-learning, immersion, speaking, writing, review, weekend projects, and long-term goals, all supported by technology, creates a complete, unstoppable English learning system, where you not only improve fast, but also enjoy every step. Because the process is interactive, engaging, and aligned with your interests, lifestyle, and level. And by following this schedule consistently, within a year, you will notice dramatic improvements in listening, speaking, reading, writing, confidence, and comprehension. And as a young learner, this sets a foundation for a lifetime of success in English, opening doors to education, career, and international connections that were impossible without technology. And the best part is that this schedule is flexible, so you can adjust it as you grow, taking on more challenging materials, exploring advanced content, and pushing yourself toward mastery. And when technology is used strategically in this way, learning English is no longer difficult, boring, or intimidating. It becomes a natural, enjoyable, and transformative part of your daily life. As you continue building your English learning schedule, it is essential to integrate specific tools and apps that make every moment of practice effective and engaging. Because technology is not just a convenience, it is a strategic ally that can transform the way you learn if properly used. And the first recommendation is to dedicate time each day to AI-powered practice, because AI has the ability to simulate conversations, correct mistakes instantly, and adapt exercises to your level. And apps like ChatGPT, Elsa Speak, Speak AI, or even AI voice assistants allow you to have real dialogues, practice pronunciation, and explore advanced vocabulary in context. And the beauty of AI is that it never judges, never gets tired, and is available 24/7, which means you can practice whenever you want. And the more frequently you use AI in your schedule, the faster you will build fluency, because it creates a feedback loop where you speak, get corrected, adjust, and improve. And this loop can be repeated endlessly, which is exactly what young learners need to strengthen confidence, overcome shyness, and train their brains to think in English naturally. And by including at least 20 to 30 minutes of AI conversation practice in your daily schedule, you are guaranteeing consistent progress in speaking, pronunciation, and vocabulary usage. In addition to AI, social media platforms can become powerful learning tools if approached strategically, because platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, and even Twitter are full of bite-sized English lessons, vocabulary tips, idiomatic expressions, pronunciation hacks, and many stories. And the key to using social media effectively is to follow educational accounts instead of random entertainment, which ensures that every scroll is an opportunity to learn. And I suggest allocating 15 to 30 minutes daily in your schedule for consuming educational English content on social media, taking notes of new words, and practicing them immediately. Because short, frequent exposure is one of the fastest ways to expand your vocabulary and reinforce listening skills. And you can combine this with interactive activities like repeating what the creator says, recording yourself, or even writing your own captions in English, which transforms passive consumption into active learning. And the habit of learning through social media not only keeps you engaged, but also allows your brain to absorb English naturally, because it is presented in context, visual, and emotional, all of which enhance memory and retention. And when done consistently, this practice becomes an effortless part of your day.
Whether it is watching movies, listening to podcasts, or reading articles. And the key is to choose topics that genuinely interest you, because engagement and curiosity make learning effortless. And if you combine this with active note-taking, summarizing, or speaking aloud about what you watched or read, your comprehension, vocabulary, and speaking skills will improve exponentially. And for more advanced learners, immersion can include participating in online communities, discussion forums, or even joining webinars and virtual events in English, which allows you to practice listening and speaking in authentic situations. And technology makes this possible no matter where you live. Daily reminders and consistency hacks should also be incorporated into your schedule, because one of the biggest obstacles young learners face is forgetting to practice or losing focus, and technology provides multiple ways to solve this problem, from calendar reminders to app notifications, habit trackers, and productivity tools like Todoist, Notion, or Google Keep. And your schedule should include short scheduled alerts throughout the day, reminding you to spend a few minutes on vocabulary, listening, or speaking, because consistent micro-practice builds neural connections more effectively than occasional long sessions.
And by following these reminders, you develop discipline, accountability, and automatic habits where practicing English becomes a natural part of your daily life, just like brushing your teeth or eating breakfast. And the more consistent you are, the faster your fluency develops, because your brain adapts to the repeated exposure, practice, and correction, which is the foundation of mastering any language. Another segment to add to your schedule is active listening practice with feedback. Because passive listening is helpful, but active listening ensures that your brain engages fully. And technology enables this through interactive platforms like English Central, LinkU, or FluentU, where videos are paired with quizzes, comprehension questions, and interactive transcripts. And your schedule should include at least 20 to 30 minutes of active listening daily, where you pause the video, answer questions, repeat phrases, and even write summaries of what you heard. Because this method not only strengthens your listening skills, but also reinforces vocabulary, grammar, and pronunciation simultaneously. And young learners who combine active listening with speaking practice will find that their ability to understand and respond in English improves dramatically, because the brain starts connecting comprehension with production in a natural way, which is exactly how fluent speakers think and communicate. Your schedule should also dedicate time for writing creatively and critically, because writing allows you to organize thoughts, apply new vocabulary, and structure sentences correctly. And technology supports this through AI writing assistants, online communities, and digital journals. And I suggest scheduling at least 30 minutes daily for creative writing exercises, such as describing your day, narrating a story, writing essays, or even creating dialogues, and then reviewing your writing with correction tools or peer feedback, because reflection and correction solidify learning. And longer, weekly sessions, perhaps 1 to 2 hours on the weekend, should focus on essays, research summaries, or storytelling, because these extended practices train your brain for more complex thought, vocabulary usage, and formal language, which are essential for academic and professional success. And when combined with speaking and reading practice, your writing skills complete the circle of English mastery, turning passive knowledge into active skill. And finally, your schedule should incorporate goal setting and progress tracking, because technology provides advanced analytics that help you understand your strengths, weaknesses, and growth areas. And without this insight, your practice may be inefficient, because you will spend time on things you already know while neglecting weak areas. And your schedule should include a weekly review session of at least 30 minutes, where you track words learned, hours practiced, mistakes corrected, speaking improvements, and comprehension gains, and set clear objectives for the next week, whether it is finishing a course module, achieving a speaking milestone, or reading a book chapter in English. And by consistently aligning your daily activities with measurable goals, you create a powerful feedback loop that accelerates learning, maintains motivation, and ensures that every minute spent practicing contributes directly to fluency. And over time, this combination of structured daily practice, micro-learning, immersion, speaking, writing, active listening, gamification, social media engagement, reminders, and goal tracking forms a complete, unstoppable English learning system, where technology not only supports learning but amplifies it, making fluency achievable faster than ever. And as a young learner who follows this schedule, you will not only improve your English skills, but also build discipline, confidence, and the ability to think, speak, and act in English naturally, which will transform your education, career, and personal growth opportunities. And the most important principle to remember is that this schedule is flexible, scalable, and adaptable. So as you grow, you can increase challenges, incorporate advanced tools, explore international content, and push your skills to mastery. And by following this system consistently, English learning becomes not a task, but a lifestyle, a habit, and a pathway to lifelong success.